This video is about placing critters in the levels of the original System Shock. For this I'm using the tools from the deck package of InkyBlackness in version 0.10.6. Future releases might have a different interface, yet the concept remains the same. Critters are autonomous entities that are typically trying to kill Hacker. Although they have different strengths and weaknesses, their configuration is the same for all. The editor provides a set of class properties, of which some are not necessary for new levels, and some haven't even been fully figured out at the time of recording. This is because, for one, observing behavior is difficult if they immediately become hostile, and second, for the majority of critters, only a small range of configuration is actually encountered in the original game. There are three common critter configurations: stationary, roaming, and patrolling. Regardless of the details, every critter must have the field always 255 set to the value 255. Stationary critters are those that have only the primary state set. Such a critter doesn't move unless it becomes hostile. The most common state for such a critter is cautious. It becomes hostile after a short time, depending on the state timeout. Roaming critters are cautious and need their other state parameters set to specific values. As long as it is cautious, such a critter moves on its own in arbitrary directions, even opening unlocked doors, as long as Hacker is within a distance of about 5 tiles. Line of sight is not necessary for this. Since cautious critters become hostile quite easily, roaming critters are only relevant when they are in the next room or hallway. Finally, patrolling critters are hardly used in the main game. They require a special setup using AI hint markers and seldom work as intended. AI hint markers are placed in the level to describe a patrol path that the linked critter should follow. Though this is not very reliable, and since critters move on their own only when the Hacker is near, the far more common case is that such critters become hostile. And as soon as a critter is hostile, its only goal is to get Hacker. The single case where a patrol path is working is on the bridge with a docile mutant cyborg, requiring a lot of marker objects just for this one case. In order to never run out of critters, they can be spawned with a dedicated action. This action is typically set up with an ecology trigger. In the example here, it is bound to a switch. Spawned critters are always cautious and roaming. There is another action to set the primary state of a critter. This action is typically used to wake up critters from their sleeping state. The first example of this are the drones near the CPU nodes on the first level in the original game. This video also showcases the use of a container. Containers reference regular level objects, which should be placed somewhere inaccessible. In the original game, you will find separate rooms, typically in the corner of the map, where all the extra stuff is stored. To summarize, critters have many configuration possibilities, yet only a small set is common. Stationary and roaming critters are the majority, and read up on special cases in the unofficial specification document. Always keep a backup of your files, and don't forget to salt the fries.